Tiare Jennings, the outstanding freshman, to lead it off for OU against Carly Charles. Brisk day. It is sunny, but don't let that fool you. It is cold and wind blowing out and gusting out. There's the first pitch, and it's a beauty by Carly Charles. That's Dirk Sorensen, the home plate umpire. Terry Holtz over at first and John Schaefer at third. And there's a line drive into center field. Gasso trying to backhand it, and it will be a single for Jennings. And a well-hit ball.
Tiara Jennings with one hit yesterday, starting out strong for the Sooners today.
Left fielder Jocelyn Allo.
So now Jocelyn Allo will bat for OU. Walked 4 times yesterday, so she didn't even have an official at bat, which is why her streak of 7 straight games with a home run came to an end. It's hard when you can't get the bat off your shoulder. That one pitch way outside. I don't know if they were intentionally working around her. It seemed like it maybe yesterday, but it's understandable. Allo is arguably the best hitter in the country. They'll appeal that and say she went, so the count is 1-1.
On Friday against Charles, Allo with 2 home runs. So Allo's had Charles' number already this weekend.
The national leader in home runs and RBIs, Jocelyn Allo. 2-1.
Just when it looks like Iowa State's getting close to that outside corner, they come back with one, a couple more balls off the plate.
Allo on the season hitting .552, 21 homers, 54 RBIs. And she drives one to deep left center. To the fence it will go. And Allo's going to get into second with a double. And stopping at third is Jennings. Second and third to start the game for Oklahoma.
It's a great piece of hitting there by Allo, not trying to do too much with it. Going out, getting that ball, getting fully extended to the left center field.
Tracked down out there by Kayla Gosey. But now second and third for Oklahoma. And Kinsey Hansen, who's playing first base today, stands in from the right side. And she swings at the first pitch. And Gosey giving ground, and she will run out of ground. It's a 3-run homer for Kinsey Hansen.
Oklahoma came to play today. Great shot there by Hansen. 2 runners on, second and third. She just takes that first pitch right up the middle.
You know, the psychology of the whole thing, too. Yesterday, Iowa State was kind of nibbling on the corners and trying to get called strikes and ended up walking 11. And today, to her credit, Carly Charles coming right at these Oklahoma hitters, but this is why you nibble, I guess. You know, it's just, it's pick your poison with this team. And a 3-run blast by Kinsey Hansen is her 14th of the season. And she is among the national leaders. We have several of the national home run leaders in this series.
Number 3, shortstop Grace Lyons now at bat.
And Grace Lyons will bat for the Sooners. Lyons hitting .465, 10 homers, 30 RBIs. As a team, Oklahoma hits .458, by far the best in the country. Charles delivers, and first pitch swinging again. Ranchez handles that one, 4-3 on the putout. And so there's the first out for Oklahoma, but they're coming up there aggressively, Allie.
Yeah, Charles going right after the zone like we had mentioned. Oklahoma hitters, though, they're ready for it today. Charles has only thrown 8 pitches so far. Like you said already, score of 3-0, but Charles is attacking and Oklahoma's attacking right back.
Here's Grace Green. She had a pinch hit 3-run homer yesterday. She's in the starting lineup today as the designated player. The first pitch is low. Green, a junior out of Oakdale, California. Wide stance. Here's the 1-0 delivery from Charles. Just misses the outside corner. It's 2-0. Carly Charles from the Colony, Texas. Right-hander. She has split the pitching duties on the season with Ellie Spellhog, who pitched the majority of the game yesterday. That pitch in for a strike.
Grace Green, not a ton of at-bats this season, but when she's been up, she's been productive for the Sooners. 12 hits on 25 at-bats.
Already, 13 RBIs, I believe, which is, pretty productive for that limited number of at-bats. Absolutely. Hard to find an Oklahoma hitter who isn't productive. They, up and down the lineup, have terrific hitting. Coach Patty Gasso said it might be the best offensive team she's ever had. That's back up the middle. Charles defended it well and throws on to Carly Spellhog for the out.
Great job by Charles there. Back-to-back ground balls in the infield. Iowa State making some clean plays there.
And to Charles' credit, she just keeps coming right at these hitters. And you know what? You really can't have success if you don't.
Right, right.
And so now batting for Oklahoma is Jada Coleman, their center fielder. First pitch swinging again, and this will be Ranchez on to Spellhog. And after the first three hitters reached and the 3-run homer by Hansen, Charles settles down, gets the next three, and it's a 3-0 Oklahoma lead as we go to the bottom of the first. That was certainly a bright spot for the Cyclones in that loss to OU yesterday. And she takes the first pitch down low for a ball. Spellhog has had a really good season. She's hitting .359, 3 home runs, 19 RBIs, 30 runs scored. Sophomore from Bettendorf, played at Pleasant Valley High School. And she drives this one into right center, and well played defensively by Jada Coleman. 1 up, 1 down.
I think Iowa State's proven over this weekend they're not scared to be aggressive at the plate. We know Williams is going to come out swinging, but it's good to see Spellhog there. Great first at bat, finding a pitch and driving it out to the outfield.
Sammy Williams, one of the best players in the country, became Iowa State's all-time hits leader yesterday with a double to the gap in left center. May delivers. First pitch swinging, and that's fouled off. But Williams loves going after that first pitch.
She wastes no time.
And she's been that way throughout her Iowa State career. And with great results, I might add. Senior from Laguna Niguel, California.
Only 11 walks on the year. She's really not getting too deep into counts, and that's her approach, and she sticks with it.
That one misses low, 1-1 the count. As we mentioned yesterday, Sammy Williams has already accepted a job at Boeing. She was a senior a year ago in the COVID-shortened season, decided to come back, and boy, that was great news for Jamie Pinkerton and the Cyclone softball program. This pitch is in there for a strike, and the count's 1-2.
Sammy really had the opportunity there to just go ahead and rewrite the Iowa State record book, and she's taken that opportunity and done that this year. Good for her, and future sounds exciting for Sammy as well.
Yeah, no doubt. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, she got her. They'll have to throw down. And it's 2 up, 2 down for Iowa State. They'll bring up Michaela Ramos.
And as a pitcher, that's a huge confidence boost right there, getting Iowa State's best hitter, getting her on the off-speed pitch at the end there. And Sammy Williams, as you see, walking back, coaching up her teammates, not letting her personal at bat ruin the rest of the game there. She's coaching her teammates, being a great teammate throughout the entire game.
Here's Michaela Ramos. the Cyclone catcher. First pitch swinging. And that is handled and tossed across the diamond by Mackenzie Donahue. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for May. So we go to the second in Ames. Oklahoma leading 3-0. Season. Standing in is Lindsay Elam to lead off the second for the Sooners. She had a home run yesterday, a solo shot. Carly Charles delivers ball one.
Lindsay Elam not typically the one on the Sooners putting that ball over the fence, but yesterday she proved she's just as powerful as anyone else in that lineup.
Rips that one foul past third. First time we've seen the sunshine in this three-game series, but it is chilly and windy, wind blowing out. We've already seen one home run. That was the three-run shot by Kinsey Hansen. It's the 82nd home run of the season for Oklahoma. Far and away, #1 in the nation in that category. And Sammy Williams couldn't quite get to it. A base hit into center field for Elam. Good effort by Williams, but a hard hit ball by Elam.
It's just right underneath Williams' glove there. Would be a tough play to make at one anyway, but love the effort there by Williams, and Elam stays hot on the weekend.
Yeah, she's been terrific, and that will bring up Mackenzie Donahue, who gets the start today. She's come in a reserve role the last couple days, and she is the starting third baseman in today's lineup for Oklahoma. Shows bunt, and the pitch high and away.
Elam at one with only one stolen base on the year. The Sooners have stolen or attempted to steal a couple times this weekend on the Cyclones. Coach Gasso giving some signs there, so we'll see if they're running today.
There you see the infield alignment. Donahue, a sophomore from Mustang, Oklahoma. And she shortened as if to bunt and took the pitch. And it was called a ball. It's 2-0 now. Didn't miss by much. Carly Charles in the circle for Iowa State today. She pitched the series opener. A 2-0 count. Donahue to the left side and foul.
Looks like a hit and run was on there. Runner was going on the pitch.
Elam just one stolen base on the season. Two and one the count. And that misses low, so now it's 3-1. And you don't want to lose Donahue because Taylon Snow follows, and then it is back to that amazing top of the order, the Oklahoma lineup. So a 3-1 count. Nobody out here in the second, and Iowa State trailing Oklahoma 3-0. Charles to Donahue. Fouled off right side, so now the count's full. See, those fans are pretty bundled up today, with good reason. It's the wind that makes it feel so cold. If it was just a calm day, it would probably feel great out there.
A March day in Ames.
Yeah. There you go. First home series of the season for Iowa State. Donahue takes ball 4, so now runners first and second for OU and nobody out. First walk of the day for Oklahoma. They drew 11 walks yesterday. Taylon Snow will bat for the Sooners.
Taylon Snow in a new spot in the lineup today. Typically hits really in that 5-6 hole area for the Sooners, batting down at number 9 today.
You also have her out in right field today defensively. And she takes the first pitch ball. So if she puts it in play, let's see what Iowa State tries to do defensively. If runners first and second here for OU. Open stance to start out for Snow and then closes it up quickly. And that pitch on the outside corner for a strike, 1-1. Iowa State on the season is 22-7. They were coming off a series sweep of St. Louis. There's a bunt, goes foul.
Oklahoma showing a little bit of a different plan of attack at the plate today. We've had a couple hitters now show bunt. A couple of runners look like they're going to steal on pitches. So playing a little bit more small ball than they usually play today.
They can beat you in a lot of different ways. This is Snow to the left side and off the umpire. That was John Schaefer, who is trying to shake that one off. Nobody out, 2 runners aboard. Snow, the number 9 hitter for Oklahoma. Charles needs a good pitch here. And that's into shallow left field, and tracking down is Shaban. Backpedaling to make that play. And there is the first out of the inning.
The umpire said, I'm getting out of the way on this one.
Yeah. Logan Shaban handling it as Snow tried to just drop one down the line and left. Back to the top of the lineup, and Tiare Jennings for Oklahoma. 1 away. 2 runners aboard for OU. And a 3-0 Sooner lead here in the second. Ball 1. Jennings singled and scored on that 3-run homer by Kinsey Hansen in the first inning. And there you see the numbers. Very impressive for the freshman.
I have a feeling we're going to be hearing Jennings' names a lot over the next few years at Oklahoma.
Popped up right side, and it's Ranchez handling it for Iowa State. So good job by Charles battling back after losing the first 2 hitters in this inning. And now she's gotten the next 2 without the runners advancing. And that will bring up, though, Jocelyn Allo with 2 runners aboard.
Jocelyn Allen, number 78, the left fielder.
This will be interesting to see how Iowa State plays this. I know they've really been throwing out on Allo most of the game, but at the end of the day, you have Hansen on deck, who hit the 3-run shot last at bat. So you're going to have to choose one of them to go after here.
Allo takes a ball off the outside corner. She hit 2 home runs in the opening game of this series. 1 to the opposite field and then pulled the second one. And she has a national best 21 home runs, 54 RBIs on the season. Charles delivers, and that misses away, so 2-0. They really tried to stay, exactly as you said, Allie, off that outside corner a bit with Allo and get her to chase yesterday. She wouldn't. She walked 4 times. The 2-0. Again outside, 3-0.
Between Allo and Hansen, who's on deck, they have a combined 35 home runs on the season, just between the 2 of them. So
that's more than most teams
right
in college softball.
Right.
So a 3-0 count now on Allo. You got to believe she'll have the green light if she likes what she sees. Here's the delivery from Charles. Right down the middle. 3-1.
I don't think she was expecting that.
Yeah, look, she was starting her stride to first base, figuring it's going to be off the edge again, but that was a pretty hittable pitch. So now we'll see what happens on 3-1. And back in the strike zone again, driven to center field and over the head of Gosey and off the wall. And Allo in with a double, and it will score 2, and Oklahoma increases the lead. So second double of the day for Jocelyn Allo, and she drives home 2 with that shot to center field.
think that one hung over the plate just a little bit more than Charles would have liked. You could see as soon as Charles pitched it, she put her glove up, seeing that that one was going inside, just hoping that wasn't coming right back at her. But good piece of hitting there by Alo, taking that right up to center field. Almost had the distance. About 2 more feet higher, that would have been over the fence.
2 more feet shorter, and Gosey might have been able to catch it. But as it is, it's the second double of the day for Alo, and now Kinsey Hansen stands in. She had a 3-run homer last at bat. And pitched just low, 1-0 the count. So a 5-0 Oklahoma lead here in the second. And we were talking about it off the air, Allie. How often does this Oklahoma team play from behind? It feels like they always have a lead.
I'd be interested to see if they've played from behind at all this season. They work ahead early. Oh, Ramos there getting the worst of that one.
Which also happened in the opening game of this series, so not the easiest position to play physically, certainly, and Michaela Ramos will try to walk that one off. And again, about 10 times worse on a cold day.
Right.
A hot day, for sure. So the count 1-1. Clutch some of the glove to slow it down a little bit, at least this time. Kinsey Hansen, the batter, a 1-1 count. Hansen to right field this time, and out of play, foul. In the first inning, Hansen delivered her 14th home run of the season.
Hansen had been handling all the catching duties for the Sooners this weekend. Today, though, not behind the plate, so getting a break from behind the plate today.
Playing first base. And Charles isn't missing by much, but counts 2-2. We talked yesterday about the really good batting eye that so many of these Oklahoma hitters have. Really effective at swinging at strikes and not balls. And Hansen stands in from the right side here with the 2-2 count. It's the left side and foul. So it'll stay 2-2. The other thing they do so effectively is drive up that pitch count. 40 pitches now for Charles. She hasn't walked many, just one walk, but it's just drawn out at bats because they foul off the pitches they don't like and they wait for something they like. And here's Hansen driving one to left and foul.
Hansen definitely seeing the ball well today. She's getting several pitches, like you had talked about, pitch count up to 41 now, but she's seeing pitches she likes and taking it where they're pitched.
So a 2-2 again. And again, fouled off. It's a good day to be that kid that loves to go retrieve all the foul balls and get a bunch of candy bars. It can be like Halloween for that kid today, all these foul balls. See a new supply of softballs being tossed into Ramos there. Count stays at 2-2. Oklahoma with a couple of runs in already here in the second. This one is in play. And a diving catch made by Gosey. Kaylee Gosey makes a terrific play to end the second for Oklahoma. But 2 more runs on the board for the Sooners, and they lead at 5-0 as we go to the bottom of the second. And she will face the right-hander Nicole May, who worked a 1-2-3 inning in the first. So it's freshman versus freshman here. Good freshmen up and down the lineups for both teams. 1-1 the count.
Ochoa had an interesting at-bat yesterday. From our view, it appeared she had gotten hit in the hand. Eventually was called a foul ball and had to come back, but interesting at-bat. These umpires' work is definitely not easy out there.
Not sure they ever convinced Jamie Pinkerton on that one. 1-2 the count, and Ochoa drives it into left center, but drifting over to make the play nicely is Jada Coleman. Well hit ball, but 1 up, 1 down for Iowa State. And Alicia Ranchez will bat. We talked about Gosi making that play out in center. Coleman also can cover a lot of ground out there in center field for Oklahoma. Here's Ranchez.
There's not a lot of gaps when you look at this field right now with this OU defense.
That ball fouled off. We mentioned this yesterday, but you look at the hitting, and it's the thing that catches your eye. You know, the incredible power of the Oklahoma lineup, number of runs they score, the team batting average. Those things all get your attention right away. But then you look at the pitching, it's outstanding top to bottom, and they're a very good defensive team. Top 10 nationally in fielding percentage. So, again, trying to find the flaws, it's like trying to find Waldo. 1-1 the count.
Only 9 errors as a team all season.
They do everything well. Ranchez takes that one high and away, so now she's ahead in the count 2-1. Iowa State looking for its first base runner of the day. And that pitch in the dirt, so Ranchez ahead now 3-1. Ranchez had an RBI yesterday for Iowa State. And she's put together a good season. Team leader, or second on the team rather, in walks. She has 14 walks on the season, trying to draw one right here maybe. And she does. There's her 15th walk of the season, and there's the first base runner for Iowa State.
Both teams' hitters today have had a really good approach so far at the plate, doing a great job not swinging at those balls that the pitchers are trying to get them to chase. Pitchers really doing a great job attacking the zone. A lot of balls in play so far today.
Ranchez will run some. She is 8 for 11 on the season in stolen bases. This is Logan Shaban batting for Iowa State. Didn't mean to, but it's 0-1. Shaban hit a long foul ball to left yesterday. If it would have drifted fair, it would have been a grand slam. And on this day, with the way the wind's blowing, it might have drifted back into fair territory. Blowing strongly out, but also left to right. Here's Shaban trying to check her swing and doing it successfully. The count's 1-1. Shaban was 0 for 2 in game 1 of the series, 0 for 3 yesterday. The 1-1 delivery. Down low. And it's 2-1. Nicole May, the freshman right-hander for Oklahoma. A 1.19 ERA on the season. She faces Logan Shaban with a 2-1 count. In there for a strike, 2-2.
Shaban saw that one probably just a little too outside for what she likes, but she's looking for her 21st hit on the season here. The senior just really been a consistent piece of the Iowa State lineup over the last couple of years.
Offensively and defensively. The 2-2. Fouled back. Well, see if Ranchez runs here. 2-2 the count. Shaban fouls it off at her feet, which stays 2-2. Ranchez was not going. 23rd pitch for Nicole May. And Shaban takes, and now it's 3-2. Did miss by much. Full count. Now let's see if Ranches is right. And that is taken for a strike. Ranches was not going, but Shaban strikes out looking.
It's a great pitch there by May. Right on that inside corner, right about mid-thigh there.
Second out of the inning, and it brings up Kaylee Gosey, who made that diving catch to end the top of this inning out in center field. Stands in from the left side with a runner aboard, 2 outs. And takes strike 1. Gosey chops it foul the opposite way.
Gosey here really kind of just catching her stride at this point in the season as a freshman, getting used to the pitching at this level, and she's doing a good job for the Cyclones. I really expect to see her increase average year after year here at Iowa State.
And that dropped in there fair. It's a base hit for Gosey.
And great base running there by Ranches, making it to third base.
Watch the replay if we have it, and the reaction of Gosey when that ball left her bat. She didn't think there was any chance that ball was going to drift into fair territory. Take another look at her reaction. I was like, well, I better go. And as you said, really alert base running by Ranches as that ball dropped in fair. So now first and third for Iowa State on the first hit of the day for the Cyclones.
Hey, when you're a hitter just looking for that first hit, you'll take it.
Take it any way you can get it. Here's Natalie Wellett, the designated player for Iowa State. This will be just her second at bat of the season. It comes with runners at the corners and 2 out. She takes up high for ball 1. Wellett is a freshman from Waukee, Iowa. We're going to have a visit to the circle here. A great opportunity for her. She'll visit with Jamie Pinkerton. You looked it up, Allie. She had a nice high school career at Waukee.
Yeah, 421, I believe, was her senior year. So good career there at Waukee here in the Des Moines area.
5-0 Oklahoma leads it. Runners at the corner for Iowa State. 2 away. Wellett chases the high fastball, and it is 1-1.
These OU pitchers, consistent with those rise balls throughout the weekend, just getting the Iowa State batters to chase.
That one rose a little too high. So now it's 2-1. On deck is Skylar Ramos for Iowa State. Well, let's see if Wellett can get something she can drive. Yeah, good eye, 3-1 now.
As a hitter here, just super important, keep your hands above the ball. Even if the ball looks like it's coming right down the middle, keep those hands above the ball, extend through it. Let's see if she can do that here.
She has a hitter's count at 3-1. May rocks and delivers. And Wellett fouls it back. 3-2 now. It's the runners will be going. Iowa State's tried a lot of different players in that designated player position this season. Wellett getting her opportunity today, and here comes a 3-2 from May. Fouled back, good work by Wellett. Wellett is listed as a catcher, so she could also spell Michaela Ramos occasionally. See what she does with this opportunity. 3-2 count now. Runners will be off with the pitch. Willett staying alive.
Really impressive at bat here by Willett. Only her second at bat of the season. She's stepping up to the moment here.
Second at bat of her college career,
Yeah.
and facing a really good freshman pitcher from Oklahoma, Nicole May. Here's the 3-2. And she didn't chase. That pitch up and away, ball 4, so really good at bat for Natalie Willett. She draws the walk, and the bases are loaded for Iowa State for Skylar Ramos.
Big smile out of Willett there as she got to first base. Well-earned smile there.
Well, a well-earned base on ball. She had to fight off 3 or 4 pitches and foul them off to finally get ball 4. And nicely done by the freshman from Waukee, Iowa. So now they'll try to settle down the Oklahoma freshman, Nicole May, who is in a jam here, bases loaded, 2 away. And Skylar Ramos will come to the plate for Iowa State, the senior from Ventura, California. We saw in game 1 of the series, Iowa State put 7 runs on the board, which is the most that Oklahoma has allowed by far in a game this season. State does have a good offensive team. It's overshadowed in this series by how good that Oklahoma team is offensively.
Right. Yeah, I mean, Iowa State hitting above 300 as a team. 37 home runs as a team.
Good numbers.
They're having a great year.
Absolutely. So here's Ramos, who on the season is hitting .324. And she bats with the bases loaded and takes ball 1. No place to put her after the walk to Willett. 2 walks in the inning for May. And squeezed in there was a bloop single by Kaylee Gosey.
Ramos, the senior, defensively has really proven to be a leader on the field, especially for the outfield for the Cyclones.
And again, didn't mean to, but that hit her bat, so it's 1-1 now. Strong wind blowing out. Bases loaded for Iowa State. And a 1-1 pitch from May to Skylar Ramos. Inside, 2-1. And Iowa State has the top of the lineup waiting. Carly Spellhog and Sammy Williams would love to get an opportunity here in the second. May is likely to throw a strike here, you would think.
You would think, yeah, Ramos ahead in the count.
It's up high, though, 3-1.
Iowa State hitters just really not chasing that high pitch too much today.
So hard to lay off as a hitter, but they have done it. Now 3-1 the count. Big opportunity for Iowa State right here. May delivers to Ramos. And it is a strike, 3-2.
Ramos there checking to see if it was a strike call or on the swing.
And so is Jamie Pinkerton. Home plate umpire Dick Sorensen gives him the explanation.
Runners going on the pitch here, full count, 2 outs.
Payoff pitch for May. Off the bat and foul. And that would have been ball 4, but Ramos could get out of the way. Good battle between Nicole May and Skylar Ramos. Iowa State trying to dent the scoreboard here in the second, trailing 5-0. Another 3-2 coming up for May. Ramos fouls it off to stay alive.
Iowa State making Nicole May throw some pitches here this second inning. I believe going into this inning, she had only thrown 7 pitches.
Takes a look to her dugout. And then at the wristband, and here comes the 3-2. Again, foul. It's a good battle. Iowa State knows that your opportunities are not going to come every inning against Oklahoma. When they're there, you have to capitalize. Here comes the 9th pitch of the at-bat right here.
Great job by the bottom part of the Iowa State lineup this inning, getting themselves on base.
The 3-2 again. And Ramos fouls off another. She'll see a 10th pitch.
See if May goes back to that rise ball here, or if she attacks right at the zone.
3-2 delivery again from May. And that misses low for a ball. It'll drive home the first run of the game for Iowa State. An RBI walk for Skylar Ramos. 3rd walk of the inning. And Ranches comes home. And it's a 5-1 game. Didn't miss by much, but low. And good eye. What a good at bat from Skylar Ramos.
Ramos there, you just got to throw the bat back to the dugout and hustle down. Don't wait for a call.
Yeah. So back to the top of the order for Iowa State, and the 7th hitter of the inning is Carly Spellhog. She has an opportunity here with the bases juiced. Big swing and a miss, 0-1 the count.
Spellhog, I think, was trying to tie the game there. Probably not the pitch to do it on, but she had it set in her mind she was attacking first pitch.
Bases loaded, 2 outs. And an 0-1 delivery from May. Spellhog missing again, 0-2. Gosi is the runner at 3rd. It's Natalie Wellett at 2nd. Skylar Ramos at 1st. There's the season numbers on Carly Spellhog. And an 0-2 delivery from Nicole May. Swing and a miss, she got her. So May allowed 1 run, but then came back to get Spellhog swinging. So it's just 1 in the inning for Iowa State. They leave the bases loaded. 5-1 Oklahoma as we go to the 3rd.
Girls that are, batting well over 300 into the 400s, and it's just an impressive roster top to bottom.
That includes Grace Lyons, who leads off the 3rd inning for OU and takes ball 1. And Carly Charles, I think, thought she had a strike there. So 1-0 the count on Lyons. 2-0 now. Lyons, the cleanup hitter, the shortstop. She grounded out to Ranches in her first at bat today. Now it's 3-0. Lyons yesterday 2 for 2 with 3 RBIs. And she's ahead 3-0 here. Charles delivers. There's a strike. 3-1 now.
Charles going with an off-speed pitch, 3-0 count.
And now the 3-1 to the left side and foul. It's a full count now. There's Carly Charles, the right-handed starter for the Cyclones. She's had a very good season, 10-3 with a 2.52 ERA. And that misses for ball 4. So a leadoff walk for Grace Lyons. That sets up Grace Green, designated player.
And that will bring up 21, designated player Grace Green.
Green hit that 3-run homer yesterday in a pinch hit roll. She grounded out to the pitcher, Charles, in her last at bat. '50th pitch of the day from Charles right here. And this time she does start with a strike.
We talk about the depth of the Oklahoma Sooners. You have Grace Green, not a everyday starter for the team, but still 480 batting average on the year.
Drives this one to left center and deep. Gosey couldn't quite come up with it. It'll be a double. Let's see if Gosey's okay. That was a great effort by Kaylee Gosey out in center field. She's all right, but she could not quite make her second spectacular catch of the day. Coleman drives one into left field for a base hit. That scores 1. The other runner will hold at third, but it's an RBI single. And now moving into second is Coleman. Just going with that pitch.
Yeah, I've seen the first strike that Spellhawk threw there. Slapped it into left field.
Nicely done.
Number 22, catcher Lindsay
And
Gillum.
scored Grace Lyons to make it a 6-1 game. And then Coleman, running the bases aggressively, moves on to second. So now Lindsay Elam will bat with runners second and third. And that hitter, the bases will be loaded. So Oklahoma already up 6-1, and now with the bases loaded and nobody out here in the third.
These next two hitters here for Ellie Spellhawk are going to be huge, huge outs if she can get them. Kenzie Donahue, Taylon Snow, the 8-9 hitters here for Oklahoma.
Donahue walked in her first at bat, and she takes ball 1 here.
Although you say the 8-9 hitters for Oklahoma, you're talking 2-3 hitters on any other team, so.
Seems that way. Donahue takes a strike. The count now 1-1.
Spellhawk lived on that outside corner yesterday. Really didn't get too many calls out there. Probably 1 to 2 balls off the plate. Not bad calls, but that's where she stayed. So if she can get some of those calls today, that'd be huge for her.
2-1 the count. As we've talked about throughout this series, Spellhawk does a nice job defending her position, and so we'll see on anything back up the middle if she goes home with it. Tries to get that lead runner first. That one driven foul to the right side. Ellie Spellhawk started her career as a basketball player at Bradley, and then decided to give it a go as softball. Her sister Carly on the Iowa State softball team as well. You see her in the backdrop there at first base. And Ellie delivers a 2-2 here. Fouled off. And she played for Bradley. She wasn't just a freshman on the roster. She played and decided softball was her thing.
Because of NCAA rules here, being that she switched sports on the transfer, technically Ellie could still be a freshman for Iowa State.
Has the full 4 years of eligibility, and she gets strike 3 called right there on Donahue. So a strikeout for Spellhawk. That's that big first out of the inning. Sets up a possibility of an inning-ending double play and brings Taylon Snow to the plate. And there's a good first pitch from Spellhawk. Catching a little bit more of that outside corner today. She was off that outside corner a bit yesterday, but really her location's pretty good so far in this one. There it is again, but in for a strike. She got the call, and it's 0-2. So she's definitely right on the paint with that pitch. And let's see if maybe she tries to get Snow to chase something a little bit off the paint on the 0-2. Not chasing with Snow.
These Oklahoma hitters are so disciplined at the plate. Which honestly is really impressive here, but when you have an umpire that might be given just a little bit more there, they're really not attacking it unless they have 2 strikes.
The 1-2 now. And to the left side, here comes the throw home, and they get the lead runner. Good job by Logan Shaban.
And Spellhawk getting the 2 outs she wanted to there.
They get that lead runner, Grace Green, trying to come home, and Shaban throws her out on the force out at the plate. Well done. So now, 2 away. Bases still loaded, but it's to the top of the lineup, and Tiare Jennings bats for Oklahoma. 1 run in the inning so far for the Sooners. The pitch inside for a ball. It's interesting how you work different hitters differently. Most of the at-bats for Jennings, Iowa State's tried to work in on the hands. Saw Spellhog miss inside there for ball 1. Again, she comes into the inner half and gets the call. It's 1-1 now. So Spellhog working the corners here in this relief appearance and doing a nice job of it. Now the 1-1. Missing inside. It's 2-1. See from those practice swings by Jennings, she's almost anticipating that inside pitch.
She definitely is, yeah.
2-1 the count. See if Spellhog stays in there. She does, and it's grounded foul to the left side. So now 2-2.
As a hitter, as you get later into the season, there's so many scouting reports on you. I mean, Iowa State knows even before Friday's games, how they're going to attack each hitter. Same with Oklahoma. They know how they're going to attack Iowa State's hitters. And it's been very evident on where they're throwing to hitters, what those scouting reports say. Jennings, they're staying on the hands. Allo, they're staying outside. Hansen, they're staying on the hands. So it just really varies from hitter to hitter.
This time they set up outside, and Jennings fouls it off, trying to catch her by surprise perhaps, but she stays alive. Let's see where they go this time. That's the first outside pitch she's really seen, maybe even in this series. Ramos takes a look back to the dugout. It's a 2-2 count with 2 away. Come back inside and fouls that one back. Fresh set of softballs delivered to home plate umpire Dick Sorensen. Well, Iowa State left the bases loaded in the bottom of the second. Now they would prefer it if Oklahoma left the bases loaded in the top half of the third. A 2-2 count. Spellhog delivers to Jennings. Fouled off again. Another good battle. Spellhog already up to 21 pitches.
I think Ramos out there is getting tired of tracking down foul balls.
Yeah.
Hey, Iowa State would rather have that foul than fair, though. That'd be a base clearing one out there.
Jennings waiting for something that she can drive. 2-2 the count. Spellhog delivers. And Jennings does drive one to deep right field and gone. A grand slam for Tiare Jennings.
Iowa State tried to go outside once again there on Tiare Jennings, and now we know why they haven't done that this whole series. She takes that opposite field home run. Just a great piece of hitting there by Tiare Jennings.
The grand slam for Jennings makes it a 10-1 lead for Oklahoma. Another look. Cleared both fences.
Someone on the bike path is getting a souvenir today.
So for Jennings, a home run, her 15th of the season. And she's now up to 44 RBIs, just having a spectacular freshman season. And now, speaking of spectacular, Jocelyn Allo stands in for Oklahoma. 10-1 Sooners here in the third. And you know, you think about it from Spellhog's perspective. I mean, she threw about 8 great pitches in that at bat. Jennings just fouled them all off.
Yeah.
Finally got one she could drive and drove it out. Sometimes good hitting just beats good pitching. Spellhog missing outside there.
We've talked about it several times this weekend. Oklahoma's ability to foul off pitches until they see the pitch they like, and that was a prime example there. Talking earlier about Iowa State had been living on the hands of T.R.A. Jennings, but her ability to just foul those pitches off until she saw that outside one to take over the fence.
The 3-0, and Allo takes a strike, 3-1 now. Sooners won the first game of the series 9-7. They won yesterday 10-2 in a game shortened to 6 innings. And they lead today 10-1 in the third. And Allo stands in with a 3-1 count. And Allo fouls it off to the right side. So now the count's full. Iowa State will have Sammy Williams to lead off its half of the third. There are the numbers on Allo. A couple of doubles today, 2 RBIs. And she takes down low, I believe, for ball 4. That is correct. 4 walks yesterday for Allo, and she gets a walk here today as well to go with her 2 doubles. That'll bring up Kinsey Hansen.
Number 9, first baseman Kinsey Hansen. Yeah, Matt now for the Sooners.
Kinsey Hansen with the home run to start the game. She's really swinging a hot bat here this weekend at Iowa State.
Yeah, Oklahoma with 2 more home runs in this game. And on the season now, 83 home runs, by far the most of any team in the country. Coming into the weekend, Arkansas was second with 53. Oklahoma is 83. Appeal is called a strike this time. And count 1-1 on Hansen. Hansen's the 9th batter of this third inning for Oklahoma. And did that hit her? I believe it did. Hit her knee. So Hansen trying to walk that off, but that stung. So maybe she'll get a courtesy run here. Another look, that left shin, right near the knee, yeah. Ooh.
That hurts. Jeez.
So we'll see if she's able to run. Patty Gasso over to check on her. You know, you think, okay, the day you get a break from catching, probably physically will be a better day for you. Not so much.
She's going to stay in the game there.
Yeah.
That hurts.
Yeah.
As a catcher, you sit there and say, my knees are bad enough anyway.
Right. So now first and second, it'll be the 10th batter of the inning for Oklahoma, and that's Grace Lyons. She walked and scored to lead off the inning. Ball 1. So Oklahoma did some damage early in the inning, then the pitching change. Spellhog got a couple of hitters at the bottom of the Oklahoma lineup back-to-back. But since then, Oklahoma has once again flexed its muscles. The grand slam by Jennings, a walk for Allo, hit by pitch now for Hansen, and now Grace Lyons batting. 2 runners aboard.
I think here the biggest thing for Spellhog, you just got to keep attacking. You can't let up. You can't get too far off the corners. You have to stay in the zone. We know Oklahoma's going to hit the ball over the fence, but at the end of the day, you need to let your defense work too.
3-0 the count. 34 pitches in relief in this inning for Spellhog. And that's ball 4, so the bases are loaded. Second walk of the inning for Lions. Bases loaded for OU. And that brings up Grace Green, who has doubled in her only at bat of the day. I'm sorry, she's 1 for 2, a double and a ground out. Bases loaded for Green, and she drives one into center field, and that is handled out there in center field by Kaylee Gosey. So the inning ends, but not before Oklahoma puts up 5 runs, and they lead it 10-1. Williams to the left side, swinging to that first pitch, and it'll be a 5-3 close play, but nicely handled by Mackenzie Donahue.
Williams with some speed down the line there. She almost beat that out.
Very close. 1 up, 1 down. Michaela Ramos will bat for Iowa State.
If you look at Iowa State compared to Oklahoma hitters here, Iowa State hasn't had the liberty of seeing these pitchers too much with the depth of Oklahoma's pitching staff. Unfortunately for Iowa State, they really had to ride 2 pitchers this weekend, and now in Game 3, these OU hitters have just seen Iowa State's pitchers 6-7 times apiece. So these Iowa State hitters just haven't had that liberty that Oklahoma has had on the offensive side.
A good hitter here in Michaela Ramos. She's ahead 1-0 and now 2-0. Ramos having a really, really good season, hitting .366, among the national leaders in doubles with 10. She's got 24 runs scored, 7 homers, 29 RBIs, a team high 16 walks. She's had a terrific season at the plate for Iowa State. 2-0 the count. And good eyes, now 3-0. Ramos, the number 3 hitter in the Cyclone lineup. She'll be followed by Malaysia Ochoa. And if anybody gets on, Alicia Ranjez. The 3-0 delivery coming up, and now we're going to have timeout called. It's amazing how many good pitchers Oklahoma does have, and we haven't even seen them all in this series. And that pitch misses, ball 4. So good job by Ramos to draw a walk. It's the 4th walk of the day for the Iowa State hitters. And Malaysia Ochoa will now bat for the Cyclones. They've only had 1 hit, but they've had plenty of base runners.
Yeah, bases loaded last inning. Got the 1 run in. I know Iowa State would have loved to go into the last inning down maybe only 5-3, 5-4, but it's a huge difference maker going into an inning 5-1 compared to just a 1 or 2 run lead.
We're going to get a visit to the circle here from Patty Gasso, who says, by the way, you're up 10-1. And just had a 4-pitch walk to Ramos. Now started out 1-0 on Ochoa. Let's challenge him. Malaysia Ochoa, a freshman from Chino, California, just east of Los Angeles. Stands in from the left side, the 1-0. And that's in for a strike, 1-1. Crowd didn't like it. 1-1 on Ochoa with Ramos on board at first. Fouled away, now 1-2.
Ochoa's had some good at-bats this weekend. We talked earlier about the one unfortunate one yesterday, but she really has had some solid at-bats. 0 for 2 on the day yesterday, but she's swinging at good pitches, fouling pitches off there, as you can see.
Yeah, exactly what we praise the Oklahoma hitters for.
Right.
You know, fouling off the ones you can't handle and waiting for one that you can handle.
Exactly. One thing she could do maybe a little bit better here, she's just not getting all the way through the pitch. She's getting to contact and coming off of it a little bit. I'd love to see her extend through a ball a little bit more, just maybe more solid contact. But overall, good at bats.
2-2 the count now on Ochoa. And the 2-2. And Oklahoma will not be able to turn 2 here. Iowa State has not grounded into a double play all season. And with Ochoa's speed, she's able to reach safely. But they do get the lead runner in Ramos. It's now 2 away. And it'll be up to Alicia Ranchez to try to extend the inning for Iowa State.
Now up for Iowa State, number 5, second baseman Alicia Ranchez.
And Ranchez drives one to right center, and off the glove, and it goes to the fence. Let's see if Ochoa tries to score. Here she comes, and she's in there. An RBI double for Alicia Ranchez. Brings home Ochoa. Good base running for Ochoa to score all the way from first.
Great base running. Ranchez there ready for that first pitch. Unfortunately, they're just tipping off the glove of the OU right fielder, and good base running by Ochoa. She was 2 outs. You think 2 bases with 2 outs? She got that third base.
Couldn't have been that aggressive with just 1 away or no outs.
Right.
But Taylon Snow not able to haul it in right field, so another run in for Iowa State. Now a check swing here by Shaban. It's a 10-2 game. That was our final yesterday. And Logan Shaban will try to do some more damage for Iowa State here with the runner in scoring position. Ranchez with the second hit of the day for Iowa State. Shaban drives one to the right side. Does it stay fair? It squibs over to the first baseman, and she will handle it unassisted. So, Jada Coleman will lead it off for Oklahoma. Coleman singled to drive in a run in her last at bat. She's 1 for 2 on the day. And she will face Ellie Spellhog. So Iowa State got 1 run back on the RBI double by Ranchez. Now strike 1 from Spellhog. Strike 1's a big deal, isn't it?
It really is. I mean, just we're coming out, especially on the first batter of every inning, just coming out, working ahead, setting the pace of the inning.
This one to the left side, handled by Sammy Williams. Quick throw because Coleman has great speed, and Sammy Williams handled it well. 6-3.
Big out there for Iowa State to start the inning.
That brings up 22, catcher Lindsey Elam.
So Elam will bat with 1 out, nobody on. And let's see if Spellhog can start her with a strike as well. Off the plate this time. Elam has reached safely in both of her at-bats. She singled in the second and was hit by a pitch and scored in the third. She scored 2 runs today. That's in for a strike, 1-1 the count. Elam's handling the catching duties today for OU. A 1-1 pitch from Ellie Spellhog. Foul back, 1-2 now. Looks like we might have a a new catcher in there for Iowa State. Natalie Wellett has moved behind the plate, spelling Ramos, who switches over to the designated player role. Wellett, the freshman from Waukee, gets her first action at catcher. Ground ball. Williams again. Couldn't handle this one. And so reaching safely will be Elam. A rare misplay by Sammy Williams. And Elam's on. First error of the game. There was no errors yesterday.
Really
for the
been
two
a
teams.
clean defensive series for the most part. We had a couple on Friday to start out the game, maybe Iowa State working out some nerves, but overall been a clean defensive series.
So runner aboard with one out. And Mackenzie Donahue, the batter. Let's see if Iowa State can turn two.
Number 12, third baseman Mackenzie Donahue, now at bat for the Sooners.
10-2, Oklahoma leading it here in the fourth. There's a good first pitch from Spellhog. Natalie Willett moves around pretty well back there behind the plate.
Yeah, doing well.
It's could be a really nice thing for Iowa State going forward if she can spell Ramos occasionally back there. It's a long season as a catcher. That pitch in for a strike called. So Spellhog ahead 0-2 on Donahue. The 0-2 just misses. Tried to get her to chase. Donahue wasn't biting. So now 1-2 on the right-hand hitter. Fouled off. Stays 1-2. Opening home series of the season for Iowa State, and when the game was played Friday, it was the first home game for Iowa State softball in 678 days. 1-2 fouled off again. So that was a long road trip. 55 consecutive road games for this Cyclone softball team. Of course, last year cut short because of COVID.
And this year they're really not home too much. Only 11 home games slated for this whole season.
And playing the top teams in the Big 12 at home. That pitch in the dirt and handled well by Willett. And Texas will be the next team to come to Cyclone Sports Complex in a couple of weeks. 2-2 the count. Runner aboard, one away. And that is past Spellhog. Williams will have to gobble it up because there was nowhere to go. Perfectly placed. Almost a swinging bunt by Donahue, and now it's first and second for Oklahoma.
As a pitcher there, totally understand Spellhog wanted to go out and make the play, but she's going the opposite direction there. Might be one you just let go through, let either your third baseman or shortstop cover for you. I know Spellhog's a great fielder, doesn't typically want to let too much go past her, but that's a scenario that's going to be a tough play for a pitcher.
You're right. Now the bases are first and second, and here is Jenna Johns into the lineup, driving a base hit into left field. That's going to score a run, and Oklahoma increases the lead. So Jenna Johns in her first at bat of the day singles sharply on the first pitch she sees to drive in a run. And that was Elam scoring to make it 11-2 Oklahoma.
Top of the batting order, T.R.A. Jennings.
Good defensive play by Ramos, getting that cut off, limiting the damage on that one.
T.R.A. Jennings will bat for Oklahoma. Last time she was at the plate, she hit a grand slam. That hits the outside corner for strike one. We haven't seen many pitches on the outer half of the plate against Jennings. She saw one in that grand slam that she drove the opposite way. Mostly Iowa State's been working her in on the hands, but Spellhog out in front here 0-1. Again, they go out there and get the call, 0-2. So maybe a little cat and mouse game here. 0-2 the count on Jennings. Spellhog delivers. He misses away, 1-2. Now let's see if they come back in on the hands.
Spellhog working a little bit faster today. She does tend to work a little bit faster when she's working ahead in counts.
Well, it sets up inside, and Jennings drives it into left off the knee of Ramos. It's going to score a couple for Oklahoma, and they'll increase the lead to 13-2. Hard hit ball by Tiare Jennings, and 2 more RBIs, 6 on the day now for Jennings.
That came off the bat fast, and Ramos really just getting tangled up on it out there in left field. Those ones right in front of you can be a tough play to make as an outfielder.
Jennings having a day, and Oklahoma leads at 13-2. Jennings now up to 46 RBIs on the season. And here is Jocelyn Allo. That misses away for ball 1. We talk about the slim margin for error against Oklahoma. You can't give them extra at-bats. And that error earlier in the inning allowed some opportunities here for OU. They still have just 1 away. And now Allo takes ball 2. So 2-0 the count on the dangerous Jocelyn Allo. Spellhog delivers. And Allo hits it to the right side and foul.
Well, not a ton of errors in this weekend series. There are some things that Iowa State's really going to want to clean up as their season moves forward in Big 12 play. As you talked about, there's really just no room for mistakes, and that's not just against Oklahoma. That's really all of conference play in the Big 12. You just need to play clean defensively.
3-1 delivery misses, so Allo has her 2nd walk of the day and her 6th in the last 2 games. She's 2 for 2 on the day, has added a couple of walks, and she's aboard again. So Kinsey Hansen will come to the plate for Oklahoma. Jamie Pinkerton taking a look, and Patty Gasso as well. I think we will see a pitching change here for Iowa State. They will indeed go to the bullpen.
Not a huge strikeout pitcher is Mortimer. Oklahoma's going to get some balls in play, but for Mortimer here, just really important. Make sure they're hitting ground balls. Get balls to your infield that are playable, and like we've talked about, just be clean for Iowa State defense.
Missed on that first pitch, and it's 1-0 to Hansen, who has been hit by a pitch and also has hit a home run in this game. That's it for a strike, 1-1.
Not sure if that's the spot Willett wanted, as she was setting up pretty far outside and had to reach back in for that one. Nonetheless, in for a strike for the Cyclones.
Hansen made a bid for another hit earlier in the game, but a great play out in center field robbed her of a base hit, the diving catch by Kaylee Gosey. But Hansen's had a very good series. Two-one delivery. Misses. Hansen was hit in the left knee by a pitch in her last at bat, able to shake that off and stay in the game. But it didn't look like the most comfortable experience. Here's a 3-1 delivery. And that's fouled back, 3-2 now. Say Oklahoma's handled the cold weather pretty well. Certainly much colder than they're used to playing in.
Definitely. That was always a slight advantage Iowa State has on the rest of the Big 12 when you get a chilly weekend into March or into April.
Doesn't seem to bother Hansen. She drives one past Williams for a base hit. Now the bases are loaded for Oklahoma. It's the second hit of the day for Kinzie Hansen. She hit it too hard for the run to score, though, as Donahue had to stop at third, or rather Jennings. So Oklahoma will now make a switch. Grace Lyons will be the hitter, but one of the runners, the runner at first, will be replaced. That was Hansen. Singled sharply, and then
Oklahoma, number 6, Paige Knight at first.
Only one out here for the Cyclones. So as they get through the lineup here, get that ground ball.
first pitch strike.
Number 3, shortstop Grace Lyons.
That's Paige Knight running at first base for OU. And the batter is Grace Lyons, who has walked in her last 2 at-bats. Has also grounded out to second today. And she hits this ball sharply foul. So the count 0-2 now, with the bases loaded. 1 away here in the 4th, and Oklahoma leading 13-2. Lyons to left field. It drops in front of Ramos. And everybody will move up. Jennings in to score. The bases stay loaded for Oklahoma. An RBI single for Lyons makes it 14-2. Another look.
Nothing too crazy there. Just gets her hands out to it, pulls a soft single into left field.
Brings up the designated player, Grace Green. With the bases still loaded. Green first pitch swinging. Fouls it off to the right side.
Grace Green with a home run yesterday.
Well, you probably had a pretty good idea that this was going to be a good offensive team for Oklahoma when they opened the season by beating UTEP 29-0 and hit an NCAA record 13 home runs in that game. Unheard of.
Watching that game, I think they had 5 in the first inning, and it just, what a way to start a season.
Unbelievable. 13 home runs, an NCAA record in that game.
And UTEP,
they really haven't slowed down since.
Yeah, and UTEP's not a bad team.
This pitch is in for a strike to Green. So the count's 1-2. On the 9th hitter of this inning for Oklahoma, they sent 11 batters to the plate last inning. Grace Green, who homered yesterday, drives it to the left side past Williams into left field for a base hit. That'll score one more. Everybody moving up again. So Green, with her second hit of the day, she drives in another run to make it 15-2 Oklahoma.
Ramos is just out there in left field waiting for one she can make a great play on. For now, they're just landing in front of her there. She's doing a great job getting the ball in, but she's just waiting for that ball she can catch in the air.
Sammy Williams made a great effort on that play, but couldn't come up with it. And so now Jada Coleman will bat. Strike one called.
Number 24, center fielder Jada Coleman at bat for Oklahoma.
Coleman 1 for 3 on the day with an RBI. And she takes up high for ball 1. Coleman started this inning grounding out to the shortstop, Sammy Williams. And she drives this one to center and deep and off the top of the fence. Bounces back down to Gosey, but here comes a parade to the plate. And Oklahoma increases the lead. That ball missed going out of the ballpark by about an inch. Jada Coleman will settle for a double.
I can't tell. We're going to need to see a replay on that. I don't know if it landed on top and bounced back in.
Sure looked like it, didn't it?
I think it did.
Yeah. Gosey says, look what I found. But Coleman in at second. And Oklahoma had Green pull up at third.
And Iowa State looks like we're going to go back to Carly Charles here. So another pitching change for the Cyclones. When you have hitters that good that just don't make mistakes, a game 3 is tough against Oklahoma.
Lindsay Elam has started with a strike on the inside corner from Carly Charles. Elam has been on base every time and has scored every time. She reached on an error last time. Cued foul off her body, so the count will go to 0-2. Elam, the 11th batter of the inning for OU. They sent 11 to the plate in the last inning. I don't know that this series hurts Iowa State's standing as the basically 27th ranked team in the country, but I think it affirms just how good Oklahoma is fouled out. This is an Iowa State team that came into this series with a 22-5 record, and Oklahoma has handled them. The first game was very competitive, 9-7. But since then, 10-2 yesterday, and now 17-2 Oklahoma here in the third game of the series. But Oklahoma already a unanimous number 1, and maybe a unanimous number 1 with a bullet going up, because they have been super impressive. Fouled back here by Elam. And it's 0-2.
Oklahoma will have a few top 10 matchups coming up with Oklahoma State as well as Texas. I mean, the school's biggest 2 rivalries going to be top 10 matchups this year.
Popped up left side. Shaban handles it for the second out.
So it'll be interesting if those schools can maybe put a dent in Oklahoma's record. They're just that good this year.
There's no dents there yet. Yeah, it will be interesting to see. They are 24-0 coming into this game. That's the first time ever that Oklahoma has started 24-0. The batter is Mackenzie Donahue, and Charles starts her with a strike. Donahue is singled and walked. She is officially 1 for 2 with a run scored.
Need to give props to Carly Charles here, coming out of the game, not getting down on herself, coming back in the game, getting that first out, and now working ahead on this batter as well.
The right side and foul, and that graphic was correct. 2 runs scored on the day for Donahue. She's behind 0-2 here. Oklahoma scored 3 runs in the first, 2 in the second, 5 in the third, and they've added 7 more here in the fourth. A pitch up high.
And for those of you unfamiliar with NCAA softball rules, this game does have to go a full 5 innings. I know a lot of youth softball players probably watching this game familiar with other run rules, but
there's a drive to deep center field and gone. Another home run, this one by Mackenzie Donahue. And it is a 3-run blast to make it 20-2 Oklahoma.
that is just Donahue's 4th home run of the season, but that was a no-doubter.
Got those arms extended. Another look at it.
That ball maybe just right at the hand height, maybe a little higher than Charles wanted it. And like I said, no doubter over the left center field fence. And Donahue with number 4 on the season.
And the third home run of the day for Oklahoma. They now have 84 home runs on the season. And Jana Johns will bat for the second time in the inning. She singled to drive in a run last time. 10 runs in the inning for Oklahoma. There's strike 1 from Carly Charles. Johns started the first couple games of this series at third base. Came off the bench in this one. That pitch hit her? No, illegal pitch.
Not sure if it hit her or if she was trying to sell that it hit her.
Oh, count is 1-1. So 1-1 on Johns. And a good pitch there from Charles. 1-2 now. Johns, the 13th hitter of this inning for OU. She takes a ball down low. Well, it's been a little bit more impressive every day from this Sooner team. They certainly looked good in the opener, the 2 home runs by Allo and a 9-7 win. Came back yesterday with a 10-2 victory. And today they've just been dominant. 20-2 Oklahoma. Jana John stands in from the right side with a 2-2 count. And that hit her knee. Seen a couple of those today. And it'll be back to the top of the lineup and Jennings for Oklahoma.
Jennings with a dominant day so far. With the 6 RBIs on the day, is it for Jennings?
Yep. Had a 2-run double in this inning, hit a grand slam in her at bat before that. Also has a single on the day. So she would need a triple for the cycle.
Well, she's got the speed for it.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of triples in this ballpark.
Oh.
Very rare. There are the numbers for the outstanding freshman, Tiare Jennings. A strike, and it's 0-2. And to the right side, snagged by Ranchez, and that will end the inning mercifully. But Oklahoma scored 10 runs in the frame, and they lead it 20-2 as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Kaylee Gossi. Nicole May back in the circle, where she has gone the distance. There's Leah Nelson out of Davenport. Played at Davenport Assumption High School. And a strike. 0-2. Nelson fouls one back. Leah is one of those players that has shared that designated player position for Iowa State on the season. There's several. She's hitting .300.
Yeah, has 3 hits on the year, looking for a 4th one here. Not going to get it that at bat.
May strikes her out. 1 up, 1 down for Iowa State. And that'll bring Natalie Willett to the plate. Willett, the freshman from Waukee, Iowa, getting her first extended opportunity of the season today. She was 0 for 1 on the season coming into the day. She walked in her last plate appearance.
Had a really good at bat in her last plate appearance. So overall, Willett's been impressive today.
She's also moved back behind the plate to catch. She bats here with the bases empty and 1 out, and a good rip, but couldn't make contact. 0-2 now. May delivers. And Willett fouls it off. Well, this well-attended game stays that way. Fans have not left. It's been a well-attended series.
Very well-attended series.
Up high. All fans were asked to wear face coverings. They have done that, and it's great to see people in the stands at an Iowa State sporting event in decent numbers, and that's hopefully going to be the trend going forward. Can't wait to get back to seeing that, and that's another good job by Willett of staying alive.
Fans really have the opportunities to see some great softball this season with the home series that Iowa State has, and I mean, these games are free to attend for Iowa State fans, and it's, like you said, not a lot of live sports that have been able to be attended over the past year.
Willett staying alive, doing a nice job. Second time today that we've seen her really battle in an at-bat. That's encouraging for a true freshman. Seeing her first extended opportunity against an outstanding pitcher. Very encouraging. Natalie Willett. The 1-2. That time she couldn't make contact, and it's the second strikeout of the inning for May. So 2 up, 2 down.
Well, it put a good swing on it there, just maybe slightly behind it. Nicole May overpowering just a little bit on that one.
You'll see a pinch hitter here for Iowa State. Angelica Gonzalez will bat for Skylar Ramos.
Gonzalez is 1 for 2 on the year.
Hitter for Iowa State for Skylar Ramos. It'll be number 28, Angelica Gonzalez.
Stands in from the right side. Gonzalez does have 8 runs scored, so she's definitely been used in a pinch running role frequently. The pitch missing way up high. She is a sophomore out of San Juan Capistrano, California. So many Californians on these Big 12 rosters. Iowa State's had a lot of success with Californians through the years, including Sammy Williams, who I think you could make a strong argument is the best player in school history.
I would say that's a safe argument to make at this point.
It's a called strike, and the count is 2-2 now on Gonzalez. Fouled back. I count 13 Iowa State players on their roster from the state of California. Great high school softball. out in California. Gonzalez staying alive. Two and two the count. We are in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Angelica Gonzalez, the hitter, takes a changeup for a called strike three. So May strikes out the side in order. And we'll go to the fifth inning in Ames. I'm sure there'll be a good crowd at Ron Buell Field on the Drake campus. Charles misses for ball one. Especially if it's a nice day. Sun's been shining brightly in Ames today, but chilly. But that crowd is continue to stay on board. There's a strike called. It's a good crowd to see this series finale. Batting for Oklahoma is Riley Boone, as she hits for Jocelyn Allo. Pitch misses down and away. Allo on the day, 2 for 2, couple of doubles. Drove into, scored twice as well. And certainly didn't hurt her resume at all. And Boone takes that pitch outside. We saw Boone make a terrific diving catch in game one of the series. Made her way to Sports Center with that grab. This time she pop it up to center field. Deeper than I thought.
Much deeper than we thought.
That's Gonzalez going back to, or Leah Nelson rather, going back to make the catch in center field right against the fence.
Off the bat, that ball definitely had some height to it, but boy, did it carry out there.
Really did. And some pop in that bat of Boone's. Nelson hauls it in on the warning track. So 1 up, 1 down. Maybe Boone just figured in that hollow spot in the lineup you have to drive one. Here is Kenzie Hansen. She has been terrific today as well. 3-run homer in the first inning. And then a single in the fourth. She's also been hit by a pitch. She flew out on a tremendous catch by Gosey. There's a called strike on the inner half, and it's 0-2 now on Hansen. And you can see her numbers are crazy good too. You put those numbers in anybody else's lineup and they say, oh, that is the one player you got to worry about in this lineup. Not the case with Oklahoma. It's one you worry about for sure, but there are several others as well. Hansen fouls it back.
And Hansen in that first inning really just set the pace for this game with that 3-run shot. Oklahoma came out saying, well, we're going to score a few more today than what you've seen the last couple games. And
yeah. Hansen from Norco, California, another of the California products in the Big 12 Conference. And that ball is foul. Yeah, that top of the first for Oklahoma, a single for Jennings, a double for Allo, and then that 3-run blast by Hansen in about, what, maybe 5 pitches into the game?
Yeah.
It was 3-0 OU. And as we said, they've done that to a lot of teams this season. So the count stays 0-2 on Hansen. And this one gobbled up by Shaban. Low throw, though. Gets away. And so Hansen will move up. The throw, not in time. Very close play at second.
It's a good heads-up play there by Carly Spellhawk, just knowing the play is not over. Almost had her at second base. Her Shaven there, just making that throw over to first. That's
Cold day, maybe just hard to find the right grip on that ball. Bang, bang play at second, but in there safely was Hanson. Now we will see a pinch hitter for Oklahoma for Grace Lyons. They'll go with Zeta Puni, freshman from Carson, California.
Zeta Puni used as in the pitch hitting role a few times this season. Has 6 RBIs in that role.
Hanson will move up to third on a wild pitch.
Couple doubles, a home run for her. Definitely a powerful swinger.
One and 0 the count. And now 2-0.
Actually, for Puni, no singles, only doubles and home runs.
Well, you can only play so deep. 2-0 the count. 3-0. Oklahoma's hit 3 home runs on the day. And a pitch up high for ball 4. So Puni draws a pinch walk. And that takes us to Grace Green's spot in the order. We'll see if she bats. She will. Green has doubled and singled in the game. She's also flown out to center field. And grounded out to the pitcher. So she is 2 for 4 on the day. Takes strike 1. Well, the series started with Alo showing off her home run swing, but since then we have seen several other Oklahoma hitters leave the yard. Green was one of them. She had a pinch hit home run yesterday. 3-run shot. Back up the middle for a base hit. That'll score a run as Hanson scampers home. So the RBI base hit for Grace Green. Right back through the middle. Good way to hit.
Yeah, Grace Green definitely making her case, finding that way more consistently into the OU starting lineup. Just consistency is key.
Who are you going to bump, though? That's the thing.
You know, I don't have an answer to that question.
Jada Coleman bats for Oklahoma. Coleman takes a strike. Coleman had a 2-run double in her last at bat. She's also had an RBI single. She is 2 for 4 on the day.
Iowa State with some confusion here getting a pitch call in. Coleman calls time.
Carly Charles delivers. And Coleman takes a strike, and it's 1-1 now. And the 1-1 missing away. So Oklahoma will leave Ames with a 25-0 record and 3-0 in the Big 12, off to a great start in their quest for a 9th consecutive Big 12 championship. But a school best 25-0 start, and this one fouled away. This is, of course, barring a miraculous comeback, but Seems safe, I think.
At this point, I would say seems safe.
Yeah.
And the thing with Oklahoma, we've talked about it a few times this weekend, is the youth on their roster. And it's almost scary for other teams in the country and the rest of the Big 12 to think how good they are now and what they will become.
Coleman drives a single into right field for her third hit of the day. And the bases are loaded now for Lindsay Elam, who has reached base and scored 3 times today. '18th hit of the game on that Coleman single to right for Oklahoma. Elam with a big cut, swung through it. Lindsay Elam, the catcher today. Henson had been starting behind the plate earlier in the series. 0-1 pitch from Charles. Fouled back. 0-2. Elam takes low. 1-2 the count. As we mentioned, just more and more impressive every day from this Oklahoma team. And here's Elam driving one to left field, deep, but caught. And that will drive in a run. But a good play made out there in left field by Angelica Gonzalez. And the run scores. Elam gets the RBI on the sac fly. And that'll bring up Mackenzie Donahue at a 3-run homer in her last at bat.
Runners on the corners here. Looks like runner from 2 did advance as well.
22-2 now, Oklahoma in front, and Donahue bats and takes strike 1. Donahue got those arms extended in her last at bat and crushed one. 3-run shot, her 4th home run of the season. You see those numbers, keep in mind she typically isn't in the starting lineup for Oklahoma. It just shows how deep they are. There's a really good pitch from Charles for a strike. It's 0-2.
It's always a good day when you have a 500 hitter batting in your 8th spot.
That is an example, a really good example of the depth of this Oklahoma team. It's just her 7th start of the season today. A pitch up high for a ball. Donahue came into the day with 30 at bats. As you saw the graphic a moment ago, she now has 4 home runs and 16 RBIs on the season. And the 1-2. Just misses. 2-2. Iowa State will have the top of the order in the bottom half of the 5th. Carly Charles, the right-hander, delivers the 2-2. Misses now at the full count.
Not a bad spot there by Charles on a 2-2 count.
Charles, between her 2 stints of duty in this game, now will throw her 100th pitch. Donahue always shows bunt, but usually brings the bat back and swings, and she does here. And good effort out in right field, but unable to make the play for Ochoa. So, drops foul. And the count stays 3-2. Cyclone Sports Complex is the home of Iowa State softball, Iowa State soccer, Iowa State track. Beautiful facility. Left side, Shaben across the diamond to Spellhog, and we'll go to the bottom of the fifth with Oklahoma well out in front, including Alana Thede. Carly Spellhog leads it off for Iowa State. He takes ball one. So we mentioned all the Californians. And here's another Thede in the circle for OU. And driven by Spellhog, deep right center and off the wall. And it'll be a long single for Carly Spellhog. Hit it too hard to get to second. Best swing of the day right there.
Yeah, gets that pitch. Just drives it out there, straight out to center field. Great job by Oklahoma getting that ball in. Holding Spellhog to the single, but probably one of the longest single Spellhog will hit all season.
Brings up Sammy Williams, looking for her first hit of the day. And she takes down low for ball one. All-American digs in from the right side.
Williams has been quiet so far today. Fouls that one off.
Now that is true. She struck out in her first at bat and then grounded out 5-3. But look at the season numbers, and they are super impressive for Sammy Williams. 1-1 the count. Williams to the right side and foul. And now it's 1-2. Sammy Williams, Iowa State's all-time leader in doubles, homers, RBIs, runs, at-bats, and hits. The appeal, they say she held up, so the count is 2-2. That'd be fun to see her get one up in that jet stream. She is.
Yeah, hitters like Sammy look forward to days like this with this wind blowing out left center field.
Drives it past the shortstop at a left center for a base hit. First hit of the day for Sammy Williams, first and second for Iowa State. And career hit number 299 for Sammy Williams. School record. And runners first and second for the Cyclones. For Michaela Ramos. Ramos homered in the first game of this series. And she takes ball one. So back-to-back singles to start the inning for Iowa State, and now Ramos bats with nobody out and two aboard. Thede delivers. Ramos to the right side, 4-6-3 double play. First time this season that Iowa State has grounded into a double play. Spellhog moves up to third.
Ramos there just a little bit behind that ball. Unfortunately unable to get all the way through it there, so just that ground ball to second base. Well played there by the Oklahoma infield.
Pretty amazing that it's 30 games into the season before Iowa State grounds into a double play. Malaysia Ochoa will bat.
Spellhog did advance to third, so Iowa State, the runner in scoring position now.
Ochoa 0 for 2 on the day. On the hand since she fouled it back. Ochoa, another freshman, plays regularly for Iowa State. Been a really nice addition to this Cyclone team. 80 delivers. And that's a good pitch. In for a strike, 1-2. It's pretty much a veteran infield and a young outfield for Iowa State. Ochoa swings and misses, and that's going to end the game. So Oklahoma defeats Iowa State, and they sweep the series to go to 25-0 on the season. And Iowa State now 22-8, and they will head to Drake on Tuesday.